And happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the almost said the wrong words. All right, what a way to start it, right? Welcome to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. We changed the name. We've gone through a complete branding strategy change. Consulted lots of experts, well, one in particular, and finally have gone through our branding change, and you're now welcome to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions, the podcast. I'm Brent Bailey. It's so good to have you with us on this Monday, the last day of August. And it's just unbelievable. It was like time was creeping so slow for the longest amount of time here in this year. And now we're getting ready to be in September. So 2020 is down to its last quarter. Yeah, you're not on, so I can't hear you. All right. So anyway, I'm joined right now over at the podcast desk, the tech desk, by Jody and Luke right now. And guys, let's get this party started, shall we? All right. So first of all, how was your weekend, everybody?
It was good. Yeah, get your mic.
Weekend was good.
It was
nice.
Yeah, we had a good crowd at church on Sunday.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah. You know, we started coming back on Mother's Day weekend.
Uh-huh.
And yesterday was by far the best crowd we've
had
back in the building.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of folks watching online, but we had a really good crowd yesterday. It was very surprising.
We did.
It was nice to have a family member from out of town.
Yes.
Well, not a family member. I mean, they're like family.
Yeah, they are.
But one of our old babysitters and a girl who grew up in the youth group when we were in youth pastors in Tulsa. They were there, and her mom were there, and her husband and her little baby.
It
was just a good.
It was good.
That was nice, and then we had
day.
some visitors, but then a lot of our other folks had come back.
Yeah.
And we actually had people traveling yesterday, so
yeah.
So it was good. It was a good day yesterday. So did you do anything fun over the weekend, Luke?
No.
No.
All right then. He's
That's
single, ladies. So. I'm just kidding. So you want to put your number on a piece of paper and hold it up?
I think we have a slide ready.
Slide,
to go.
Yeah. All right. So, but Jody, you did something fun.
Yeah, I
went to the beach.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was great. Was
it crowded?
No, it really wasn't. I mean, people social distanced. It was good. I know people are really concerned about that. But it was great. We were in the water most of the day. It was wonderful. Got quite a bit of sun. Still feeling it.
My Saturday waiting on the. We have internet issues here at our new house, and thank God it doesn't affect the podcast because we hardwire in for that. But the Wi-Fi in this house is terrible.
It is horrible.
It's just awful. And our company that we use, it's a broad array of colors, if you will. And I'm not saying their name.
Yeah. We gotta be
they have been out here 3 times in 3 weeks to try and fix things. And not really happy about it. But I spent the day. We're supposed to be here between 1 and 2, and then my plan was, as soon as they finished, I was going to come over to the beach and join you and Preston and our friends that were there, the Comptons and the Toros and.
We had Abels and
the
Browns
Abels and the Browns. Yes, all of them were there, and so.
Anyway,
y'all don't know who that is. So
no,
anyway,
they're
we're from the church, and so we were going to go over and Peyton and I were going to join you, and it ended up coming at 5:00.
Right.
So.
Yep. So.
Wasn't a fun weekend here.
No, and it did storm here too.
It did storm.
But let me tell you, it was about to storm big time at the beach. And we stood out there in the water, and we were all like, "We don't want to leave." So we spoke to the storm, and it did not rain a drop while we were there. It went away.
It seems like you and Mrs. Hagan have some kind of deal with God or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Control the weather.
Exactly. So we were like, it's not going to come near here. So.
So, all right. So let's get to it. What's going on in the world today?
Well, today is a few days National something. You want to say
Monday.
Something? It is Monday.
Why do you have to remind us?
Yeah. It is Monday. But today is National Trail Mix Day.
Yay.
I thought about...
I can't have trail mix right now because I'm doing low carb. So, I mean, I know there's nuts and stuff in it. But if you get the ones with Chex Mix and stuff like that,
raisins,
that's all, raisins, that's all
have
carbs.
that. So National Trail Mix Day.
You can't have raisins?
Well,
It's all carbs, man.
it's sugar.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Grapes are really
Yeah.
sugary.
What
Yeah.
about watermelon?
It's carbs.
And you can't put that
Fruits
in
are
donuts.
very carb heavy.
Man.
They are.
So
No grapes.
I love
they're
fruits.
good
nothing
for
like
you.
that.
They're good for you.
They
got
are.
vitamins and stuff like that. But
They are.
they really tell you to watch that on your carb. intake, so.
Today's also something that you would call yourself National Matchmaker Day.
I am one of the best. And people can
Yeah.
say whatever they want to. You know, they can call themselves, oh, I'm really good at it. Whatever. Listen to me. I have like a very high percentage of folks that I connect end up getting married.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
True.
a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
In fact, there's one family in particular, in Oklahoma that should I just say who it is? It's the Vonnegut family, if they're probably watching.
Well, yeah.
All right.
And their
Derek,
family.
I introduced to his wife, Janelle. All right. Christina is married to my cousin Aaron.
Yes.
Katie is married to our son, if you will. He's not really our son,
not.
but he grew up in our house, Adam Stewart. All right. And guess who's the only one that's single? Gabby.
Gabby.
And you know why? Because I haven't introduced her to her.
So everybody watch out for Brent's new app called Brent's
Big
Dating
Dogs
Game.
Dating.
Yeah. Big Dogs
Yeah.
Dog dating.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I just have a knack for it.
Yeah. You do.
It's like I see things, and that's why Luke's still single. I haven't found
Yeah.
the person that
We
I would
haven't really
stick with him
tried.
yet. So,
Um,
National Matchmaker Day, and what are we supposed to do for that day? Are we
We're
supposed
just
to just
to
recognize, or are we supposed to help
recognize
somebody
they-
make a match?
no. It's recognizing the person that matched you with your mate or your.
So I'll be expecting 3 phone calls at least.
Gift cards are
At
welcome.
least.
Yeah, gift cards, flower. You can send flowers to me.
You can look
Just-
up Brent's Amazon gift wish list.
Yeah,
That's good. I like that. Today is also National South Carolina
it
Day.
is National South Carolina.
Yeah, all the
Day.
states have a day, and we just keep having to hit on those. And so,
Yeah.
happy South Carolina
How do
Day.
you
Happy-
celebrate South Carolina Day?
Let's all go to Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Yeah. From here, let's do it.
I guess you're supposed to recognize something about the state that whenever it's their day.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I
So
don't know.
for Florida
It's-
Day,
it's-
what do you have to do? Like something crazy then? Since all the crazy stuff
Maybe.
happens here?
Maybe. I don't know.
Exactly.
You have to go wrestle an alligator.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
You know,
sorry. I'm not
would-
saying much.
listen. I will say this: one of the best restaurants in the United States is in South Carolina.
And that is.
It's the Lady and Sons. That's
Oh.
not Martha
Oh,
Stewart.
that's right.
The other one,
Paula
Dean.
Dean.
Hi, y'all. And the fried chicken there is amazing.
Yes.
And it's in
I
right.
forgot that was
is that
there.
Charleston, right? So downtown
Yes.
Charleston.
Yeah.
We went there with my mom and dad just to eat there, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So
Yeah.
happy South Carolina Day. Okay, a couple things into the news. There was a really friendly little article about how long food actually lasts after the expiration date.
Yeah.
And so we thought we'd pass along some of this information to you. Flour can last 6 to 8 months past the expiration date. 1 to 2 years if you put it in a freezer. Who freezes flour?
Who uses
Can flour freeze?
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't
I
even
don't
know that
know.
it could.
I
didn't know
I
freeze.
feel like I've heard that before.
How do you freeze something that's dry though?
It's just to
Like,
keep
there's
the
no
freshness.
water in it.
It's just a freshness.
1 to 2
secret, I
years.
guess.
All right. So then they said also if you put your spices in a drawer. Now I don't know about wherever you're watching from.
Ours are not.
I grew up. Everybody had them in a glass see-through jar on a rack,
Yeah.
hanging in their kitchen.
Yeah.
Spice rack. And I know those sit there longer than 2 or 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good Lord, yes.
And people just went over and grabbed it and made it.
Yeah.
They're saying that you need to put them in a dark spice drawer, and they can last 2 to 3 years.
That's interesting.
Here's the test. Now, don't ask me why I'm saying all this. Somebody needs to know this today. The test for whether your spices are good or not is the smell test.
Okay.
If
It's
you
also
take
a
it
test
out-
for COVID. So.
Which that's true. That's how you test for milk. Which remind me, we'll come back to milk in a second. If you pull out the spice and you open it and it doesn't have the overpowering pungent smell that most spices do when you have them in that little bottle, then they're not good.
Interesting.
Just learned something, didn't you?
Yeah. There's probably a lot that in our cabinet that we probably need to smell.
Without a doubt. On the milk jug, the little circle that's in the side of, when it pops out, your milk's gone bad.
Yeah.
The what?
There's
Okay,
a
the
circle that's an indention. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what you're explaining.
Indention in the jug, and after your milk, I guess, goes bad, it starts to
It collects
emit
air.
gases.
Yeah, gases.
And it pops the little
out.
thing, and when that pops
Look
out,
for the circle.
that's how you know your milk's gone bad. So if you're not, like Jody sometimes has it, like, I don't know, here, you smell it. No, I don't want to smell it, you smell it. We go back and forth like
do.
that. And it's I don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah, I have a major paranoia about things
About
going
bad
bad.
So if the circle's
anything.
popped out, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, and then
I had no idea. That's
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good one. It's a little something you can use.
Exactly.
So look at your milk jug. If its circle is still in, it's good. If it's popped out, it's bad. All right. So, all right. So let's do this. Question of the day. Down below, is your milk good or bad?
Yeah,
in the refrigerator
go
right now?
check
Do you
your
have
milk.
If you had bad milk, and if you do go and look at it and it's bad, and you stick it back in the refrigerator, something's wrong with
Shame
you.
on you.
shame.
Just go ahead and dump it. All
Yeah.
right. Is your milk good or bad right now? All right, one more thing, and then we'll get to our guest. This is for my son Peyton, and he's not watching because he's at school. But most folks are very familiar with the big lawsuit right now between Fortnite and Epic Games.
Yeah,
And
they are.
Apple, the App Store, and Google, the Play Store. And it's all about a monopoly, and there's rules and regulations and all kinds of stuff. Fortnite's one of the biggest games to be downloaded on the App Store in the history of all of them. That company, just from that one game, made $16 billion with a B last year.
Surprised.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Now,
surprised.
not all that's from the App Store, but anyway, they are in a lawsuit because of a disagreement on how they can sell in-app purchases. All right. And now Microsoft has joined the battle and is siding with Fortnite. So now we have Epic Games and Fortnite and Microsoft that is now looking to sue Google and Apple. So we have four
gosh.
of the biggest companies in the United States going after each other right now.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Totally crazy.
In
That is
other
crazy.
tech news, this is also for Peyton. Walmart has now joined the negotiations to purchase TikTok.
Yes, they have. Saw that on the
Okay.
news.
So it
Yeah.
would be going from a Chinese corporation that's spying on people, allegedly, to the most American company in the world.
Exactly.
And I guess it won't be called TikTok anymore. It'd be like TikTok. Amazon.
Wall talk.
Yeah, something.
Wall talk. Oh.
Clickety clock. So there's another question for you. If Walmart buys TikTok, what would be an acceptable red American name to change TikTok to?
Oh, that's good.
All right, so we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Click down at the bottom. Let us know what it is down there. What is your thoughts on the new name for TikTok if Walmart purchases them? And
They probably keep it TikTok, right?
yeah, but why not?
Probably.
Let's have fun.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Walmart change it,
Yeah.
you call it Sam's Watch.
Aisle 3.
Aisle 3. Okay.
Blue light special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super TikTok. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Super TikTok. Oh.
Neighborhood market TikTok. I don't know.
Lord. Yeah.
I'm making up bad jokes now. But anyway, if you have a thought on that, let us know below. Who do you think is going to, if Walmart winds up with it, would be a good name for TikTok?
Yes.
All right. Click the share button right now because we have a great guest for you today.
Yes.
He is a great friend of ours. I've been over to see him overseas a couple times. He is a missionary to East Africa. Now, when I went over there, I found out why they call the term Africa hot. I know why it's called that because it was very hot there. And we went to Kenya. And it was one of the most life-changing experiences for me. I got to teach in the Bible school there for 6 hours a day for a straight week. I went on safari while I was there. I stayed on the Indian Ocean. It was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. And it was just such a cultural, enriching experience. But then it was also a very spiritual experience for me. This gentleman is the director of that school and that ministry there. He is also a instructor at RHEMA Bible Training College in the United States, and has also been an instructor, or is the president and director of RHEMA Bible Training College in Mombasa, Kenya, and the main offices are in Nairobi. And he is just been a great friend of ours. We got to know him when I was working at RHEMA in Oklahoma, and he was the IT director. And, I don't know how many of you ever have to deal with IT people, but they're usually very serious. And every dealings that we had beforehand, I always thought that he was just so serious and so, very, focused like a laser on what he was doing. Then I got to know him, and I went over to overseas with him, and he was just one of the greatest guys and has a real heart for people, a real heart for the ministry, and a real heart to help people become who they're supposed to become. And I want you to welcome to the program today my good friend Vidar Ligard. Vidar, how are you? And welcome to the program, sir.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to be here with you, Pastor Brent. Doing real well.
Yeah. And now, right now, you're in the States. You're not overseas. And has COVID had something to do with that, or is it just a normal break right now?
No, it's traveling has been more difficult this year, and Kenyan airspace has been shut down, so it hadn't been possible to even get in or out. So everybody had to pick one side and stay there.
That's a good way to say it. Now, originally, you're from Norway originally. Now, have you been able to? You haven't been able to go there either and visit any family or anybody that's there.
We visit everywhere on Zoom.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Zoom
yeah,
is.
we've been in Oklahoma for several months now, so we got cabin fever.
hey, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, you started the school over there a number of years ago, and you kind of really, like me, you were affected by the message of the Word of Faith, and you felt like the Lord was leading you to start this up over there. How many years has the school been going? What's the enrollment looking like, and things like that?
We started in 2006, full-time with the school, some seminars and different things before then. And this year we were at 230 students before things closed down and we had to move everything online. So we kept about 100 students online, those that have sufficient internet connection to do that. And so we're at 100. Would have been at 230.
So that brings us to a great point. What are the internet sufficiencies? What is that like there?
Well, right now I'm in Tulsa, and I had better internet in Nairobi and do at the office in Nairobi than I do here at the home in Tulsa. So I'm not sure which city that speaks more about, but it really depends on where in the country you are. If you're out rural, it can be very challenging, very difficult. But in Nairobi, it's a hub. We had fiber to the home in Nairobi.
Is that right? Wow, I know when I was in Mombasa, staying at the hotel there, which, by the way, folks, it's not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting, I'm going to Africa. I'm going to be staying in a hut and dirt floors, and this is actually these were really both of the hotels very nice. I noticed that the internet though sometimes would drop. It would be on for a little bit, and then it would drop for a while. It was kind of like the internet here at my house. But where are you finding the students are at? Are they being able to jump in? Okay.
Yeah, so the urban students in Nairobi, about 85% have been able to switch to do school online. But then at the rural campuses, only 30% can do it. So, there's a lot of students out there in rural Kenya that can't go to school this year. So they're anxiously waiting for next year.
Now, one of the cool things that I thought about when I was there both years, I noticed that you actually have members of the Maasai sitting in the classrooms. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the Maasais are the very famous pictures when you see folks in Kenya or Tanzania, or they usually wear like the brightly colored, what's the right word there?
Garbs.
Is that what it's called? Okay, it's a garb. And they are the ones that kill a lion to pass the manhood test and things like that. And when I was there this last time, I think there was about 8 or 10 of them sitting in the classroom. And that was really cool to see that you're making an impact even into the tribal areas.
Yeah, we've been able to reach a good number of them, and one of the families that is involved with us and the school there, they're very influential in the tribe. So it's been a good thing for us and for them. We've been able to help a whole lot of people there.
Well, that brings us to this to the one of the reasons that we wanted you to be on today was to talk about your book. You have a book that is available on Amazon right now called "A Fork in the Road: Choose Poverty or Prosperity," and this is a book that has helped lots of people, especially the ones that are sitting directly under your ministry at the school and around the world. But what led you? And first of all, let's just talk a little bit. What is the book about? I know that there's a subtitle there that probably explains a lot of it, but give us a small synopsis of the book.
Yeah, sure. So the tagline there is a practical guide to winning at life. The Maasai tribe, they surround the Kilimanjaro mountain, and I actually got to climb it in January of this year. Been to the foothills many times, talked to many people there, and it's a mountain. It's 19,000 feet. It took us 5 days to go up, 2 days to go down. So it's a bit of an endeavor, but it's something that anybody can do. You don't have to be particularly well fit. You don't need climbing equipment. You need to prepare a little bit, but anybody in reasonable, decent health can get to the summit of Kilimanjaro at 19,000 feet.
All right, so
I'm
doing it. I'm going to do it next time I'm there. Then, right? We're going to make that happen.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
just carve out an extra week, and we can go up there together.
I know that we flew over it and I took pictures of it. I have it on my computer. I look at it all the time. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Place.
It really is. It really is.
Well, the principle from that mountain is, we talked to a lot of people at the foothills, and they can give you some of the principles of how to climb. And it's the same with success in life. It's a particular path. It's a particular road. It is well trodden. It is well proven. But most of the people that live in the foothills of Kilimanjaro, they're not willing to do what it takes to get up there, even though they know how. They know who the guides are. They know all the principles, and they can tell you about it, but they haven't been there. And I found out that it's so much similar to a lot of success in life in general. It's available to anybody. You don't have to be somebody special. You do have to know a few things about the principles, and then you have to be willing to do what it takes to get there. And so that's the synopsis of the book in a real simple analogy.
And so you lay out in this book some of what those principles are, and if you can give us just one. We don't want to give everything away because we want people to buy the book, but what would be one that people could?
Well, when we started the school, we got stuck at 70 students in the schools in Kenya, and I started looking around, and I found other schools that were doing so much better. And you start imagining, I wish I could be a director of that other school over there. And you start, daydreaming about different things. And then one day it dawns on me that if you take the director of one of those other schools there that are doing better than what we were doing, I realized that our school in Kenya would grow. And if you place me over one of the other schools, I don't know that I could come up with a 5-year plan for how to grow that school further. I would just put it in maintenance mode. So one morning I looked in the mirror and I realized I'd found the problem. It was me. So one of the principles to success is that circumstances around us, yes, we can't control every single circumstance, but in general, the general life situation that we are in is not a result of upbringing. It's not a result of teachers we had or parents we had or economic condition where we started. It's us ourselves and our thinking processes and our mindset and the resulting actions that have produced the circumstances and the life situation that we are in. So if we don't like the life situation we are in, there's good news and bad news. The good news is the reason is in the mirror in the morning. The bad news is that the reason is in the mirror in the morning. In other words, it's something that we can do something about, but we have to stop looking everywhere else, and then we have to do the hard work of doing personal improvements to our own thinking processes and habits in order for us to grow further. And when we do, then success is attainable for anybody.
Wow. This is Vidar Ligard. He is the director of RHEMA in Kenya. and a really good friend of the show. Man, that's a very deep point that you just made, and I know that some folks are afraid of that. They're afraid to actually start to unravel what that is. As
Listen, it was a painful day when I stood in that mirror in the morning and I realized I'd found a problem. It wasn't easy. It's a painful realization, but it was also very liberating. I started taking action and doing something about it, and today we're at 230 from 70 students.
And so, how I know that again, there's probably many steps after you start to recognize yourself. What can people do to start making that change?
Well, I'm a firm believer in actually working on our weaknesses. We hear a lot about, you need to hone your strengths. And take a basketball player like Michael Jordan. He had a coach. Anybody in sports has a coach. Anybody who's doing really well in business, they all have a coach or some mentor of some sort. But that mentor and coach isn't just going to allow you to do what your favorite thing is to do. There are some things that are not our favorites, and a lot of times it's those things we don't like to do that we need to work on a little bit. I give an example there. Just here in Tulsa, I went to I just had an issue with my foot. I think I've been to Kenya, and so I go to a medical doctor, very reputable here in Tulsa. And the medical care was great, nothing wrong with it, but there was an issue with the bill. And I spent weeks and got to run around at the billing office between this person and that person, the other person, and the third person and the fifth person. I finally got so frustrated, I said, forget it. I'm just going to pay this bill, even though it's got a mistake in it. And I realized that, the great medical doctors, a lot of times are A students from medical school. They get together, but they may not know how to run a business. That's their weakness. And so this particular medical doctor, he could improve his medical skill all he wants to, but I'm still frustrated as a customer because he's not doing anything about his weak spot. And so there's several different areas in life that you have to be able to manage to. You don't have to be super good at everything. Nobody can be an expert in everything, but you have to get to the point that you're at least you can pass muster in a wide variety of areas. You have to be able to manage your personal finances. You have to be able to manage relationships, and you have to look at various opportunities in life and see what value can you contribute to those opportunities, because people will pay you in life what value you bring to the table. So you need to look at what value am I bringing to whatever relationship. Whether we are an employee or we own a business, we're all in business. Even an employee provides value to an employer. And that employer is going to pay you what they think they can find somebody else doing what you are doing. Ooh. And so a lot of people don't like what they're paid, but the fact is your employer is paying you exactly what they think they can get somebody else to do your job for. Well, that's a painful truth for a lot of people, but nevertheless, it's the truth. And if we realize that and then start working on, okay, how can I bring more value to the table? Your employers can either give you a raise or somebody else will find you and give you a job opportunity somewhere else.
Wow. And so the responsibility rests squarely on our shoulders.
Yeah, which is, again, good news and bad news.
Yeah. If you'd like to find out more about what Vidar is talking about, grab a copy of his book. It's available on Amazon right now. It's called A Fork in the Road. And as you can tell, there's tremendous wisdom in here. It's not always fun, and it's not always stuff that you love to hear and love to work on. But I know that I've asked the question before to some of our folks. I'm like, why should people want to listen to you? That's not a slam. I'm asking you to think of that question so that you can answer it. And there's a lot of folks that do have a hard time answering that question. And I know when I wrote my first book, I asked myself that same question. Why would anybody want to listen to what you're saying? You can't just put down a bunch of whatever. It's got to be something that you have to be able to answer yourself too. So such a good thing. It's good stuff right there, Vidar. As we wrap it up today, I know that you told me you were teaching class earlier today via Zoom. So many folks are disillusioned right now and really shook by COVID. But, I mean, you're doing something in Africa, which many times is considered one of the sickest places in the world. There's plagues and all kinds of stuff, and yet you're still marching forward. Encourage everybody with what you're doing to keep things moving right now.
Yeah, sure. The situation, anybody who dies is never a good day. Yet we work in areas with typhoid, malaria, Ebola, all kinds of different things. With the shutdown in Kenya, we have encouraged people. I was reading from Genesis where, it says that Isaac, he sowed in the year of famine. And really, Isaac wanted to go to Egypt. There was a famine in Canaan's land, so he's looking for a better opportunity. But God says, no, I want you to stay put. And the principle there is, during hard times, it's important to listen to what God says and not just take our mind to where we think it's going to be easier. So he obeyed, he stayed put, and then he did something very bold. He sowed in the year of famine. And the Bible there says that the Lord blessed him and he reaped 100-fold. Now, there are plenty of biblical stories where people gave to the church, they gave to Melchizedek, they gave to the priest, they gave to the work of God. And that's good. That needs to be part of it. But Isaac, he sowed into his own farm and he reaped 100-fold from his own farm. He didn't give to the work of God. And I would encourage everybody, in whatever problem we're in, look for the opportunity in the middle of the problem, because every problem has a solution. And if you find that solution and you have found the opportunity of what's going to bring you out of that problem. And so look for opportunities, business opportunities, for what can be done in the middle of all this. I know a lot of our people in Kenya have lost their jobs, but they have done this exact thing. Found new employment, maybe in a different industry. Many of them have started businesses, found something to put their hand to do, because the Lord will bless what we put our hand to do. And we've seen lots and lots of families come out of this thing just by this little simple principle here. Take some persistence, some determination. And we've seen several just grow new businesses and get to the point that they're hiring employees in the middle of all this.
Praise
so
God.
I would encourage people that don't look at the problems. There's always going to be problems in life, but look for opportunities and look for solutions and keep on moving forward.
Amen. Man, Vidar, that's so good. Everything you said today was so perfect and right on. Again, folks, if you would like to get a copy of the book, jump on Amazon and get it, A Fork in the Road. If you'd like to reach out to Vidar, right there it is, it's safarimission.org. You can actually get with them on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Safari Mission. Man, they post really good updates and really some really cool pictures too, because I mean, come on, they're in Africa. It's still one of the best trips I've ever done. Went on safari and got to see, all the big five. So, man, thank you so much for coming and being on the program today. I look forward to, doing some more stuff with you and one day getting back over there.
Thanks for having us in, and we would look forward to having you come back out to Kenya.
Oh, it's a done deal. It's going to happen. Give our love to Catherine and the kids, and tell everybody at the school we said hello, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. You have a great one there.
All right, you too. That's Vidar Ligard, the director of RHEMA Kenya, and a really good friend of ours, and we're really glad to be able to have brought him to you. All right, coming up Wednesday on the program, I'm going to start the first of 3 shows with relationship expert and marriage guru Tina Conkin. It's going to be the first of 3 shows of something new that we're calling Absolute Direction. You'll want to show up for that. That'll be this Wednesday, Friday, and then on Labor Day. So you'll want to be here for that. Have a great rest of your day today. We love you guys so much. I want to thank Jody and Luke for another outstanding show. Thanks to Vidar. And, man, we just hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for expanding your search and stopping for directions. We'll see you Wednesday, everybody.